The real reason I go thrifting. Life can get too heavy to carry. We all are handling so much every single day of our lives. It's hard to rise above all of the burdens of life. Real issues, pain, and challenging responsibilities press down so that I often just want to quit. On days like this, where I don't have a lot of inspiration, when the problems are piled up, never to end, on these days, sometimes I like to check out a local thrift shop where I can focus on other things for a little while and just get a new perspective. I won't say that I can explain clearly why sometimes going to a thrift store can be a pick-me-up for me, but oftentimes it really is. There are many times when I stroll through a secondhand shop, breezing by everything, and just exhale with the knowledge that I have very few needs and I don't need a lot of these extras. Seeing what other people pass along sometimes reminds me that the more we accumulate, the more we have to find places for each and every item. So on those days, I really breathe a sigh of relief because I'm in the mindset that less is more, and that is a very freeing thought. On other days, I'm a little bit restless and bored, and I enjoy seeing different things and imagining how I could make use of those items. I could do this at a regular store, but for me, the challenge of taking someone else's treasures and incorporating them into my own life just brings me satisfaction. I feel satisfaction because I know that I'm upcycling something rather than just going and buying something new, thereby extending the life of something treasured. I love vintage items. I don't love them just for the sake of them being old, but I think I really enjoy the knowledge that someone else owned and loved this piece of clothing, this kitchen item, or useful thing. When they don't need it anymore, they didn't just toss it aside, but they donated it. To me, that sometimes speaks to the quality of something. Don't get me wrong, there is a lot of cheap junk to be found in thrift stores. We see it every time we go. But oftentimes, if we are willing to keep open eyes and an open mind, we can find something of quality that really fits a use that we have in our own home. Seeing things from days gone by often brings nostalgia and joy as we remember the good times that we have lived. I never really stopped to take the time to really think through these things that I'm expressing, but I do feel a joy oftentimes when I go into a thrift store, and at other times, I just really feel relief. Either way, I almost always go out with a new perspective. The things that I gravitate toward in a secondhand store are usually sturdy clothing items for myself or other people, well-made kitchen items, and just quirky home decor items that I can put together in a new way. I especially like to collect inspiring sayings on wood, and they add some thoughtfulness to our cabin. We have to be so selective. I think that going to thrift stores has also taught me over the years through many trials and errors. I can't buy everything. Even if it fits, even if it's cute or nice or cool, I don't always have a place for it, and I'm learning to be selective and thinking about the things that I need to give up so that I can get this new item, and that's part of the lesson that I'm learning from thrift store shopping. Then there are some thrift stores / antique stores that just bring joy altogether. This last week, the ladies and I visited a couple of such stores. It's so fun to see what offerings the different stores have, especially those that offer substantially lower prices than you would find anywhere else. As we went on our ladies' day out, we especially found enjoyment browsing through the section of antiques and memorabilia from yesteryear. We first did some regular thrift store shopping on the normal thrift store side, and then we ventured into the antique side, just soaking in the memorabilia, the quality, and the peek into the past. There was a really neat book nook where my mom and my aunt hung out for a while, and then they found the old record section, and they really had a good time. Just thinking about the songs that they used to listen to way back when brought a smile to their faces. I think they even purchased a few records to play when they got home. I loved browsing through the section that they had set up for wedding attire. they had a really quaint corner where they had a few vintage wedding dresses and formal dresses, plus old hats, shoes, and the like. I can imagine being a new bride going into this type of cozy atmosphere and imagining her special day as she twirls around looking at the antique mirrors and such. Many of these antiques we can enjoy without having to buy anything, and this is what we did on this day. None of us really bought anything old except for the records, but I did try on a few hats and meandered through the vintage dolls and dinnerware and just thoroughly enjoyed myself, as I believe my mom and my aunt did too. I'll show you a few items that I got from that day, most of them being clothing items, just to add some fun and newness to my wardrobe. The first thrift store, all clothing items are $1, so it's really fun to see what they have, although I don't usually buy much at that store. At the second thrift store, I ended up adding a few things to my bundle just because they fit well, they worked, and I have an upcoming occasion for one of the things. I hope that you can find the enjoyment in visiting a thrift store near you. If you go and you find that there's mostly just junk, try another one, because it does seem like thrift stores that I've been to have a flavor of their own. Each one has a certain atmosphere and ambiance, and even the people working in them can lend to that atmosphere. I have several thrift stores that I go into where when the door swings open, somebody working there shouts out a warm hello. I like those kind. If you have never visited a hometown cozy thrift store, grab a friend and start looking. You might find something fun to add to your collection, or you might just enjoy some time spent together and go home with the satisfaction that you have everything that you could ever want. Are you ready to find out what I got? It was just some fun and random stuff. That's almost always what it is when we go to a thrift store. But I really enjoyed going with my mom and my aunt this time. Made it a lot more special and fun and interesting. And I will say that my mom added a few things to my cart that I ended up buying because why not? This thrift haul was a little bit unusual in the fact that I usually will find something for our house, some kind of picture, some kind of something to make our cabin a little bit more cozy. But this time it didn't seem like I was finding anything like that. I didn't find any kitchen items as far as I can remember. There's been a few days that have passed, but I really don't think that I found anything like that. I think everything that I found turned out to be in the clothing section, which is kind of unusual. But let me show you what I have. The first item that I got was just this simple scarf. It is a plaid scarf. There's nothing really fancy about it, but I liked it. I thought it would be great for the holidays. Of course, the holidays are just past, but we have Valentine's Day here, and so it would work well for Valentine's Day. And yes, I am that person who is still stuck in the love of infinity scarves. I do love scarves. I wear them a lot, and I happen to have a flannel shirt that actually has the same plaid, and I don't know if I would wear them together, and I don't think I would wear them over this vest. We should probably take that off. But I do like the scarf, and I grabbed that for $1. Okay, so here we go. It's just a lightweight scarf, but I thought, well, can you dress up flannel with a scarf? I don't know, but I'm gonna try. So this shirt I got at another thrift store a while back, and it's really comfortable. It is flannel. It's that red Stuart plaid, and you know, I don't know. I think it looks cute. There we have country chic or something like that. I don't know. I'm not a style person, but I did like the scarf, and it can dress up some outfits and be kind of fun and bright. Another thing that I got actually was another scarf, and it's very similar to the first one, but it's actually more of a winter scarf. So we have this scarf. This has red and blue and white in it. This would actually also be good for a patriotic scarf because you could use it in the summer as well as the winter. Okay, the next thing that I got was another plaid scarf in Y2. This one was more autumn, and I love the colors. I am in autumn in my preference and in my, coloring and stuff. So this one is actually warm and cute and soft. And so it's kind of like a chenille scarf, and I thought it was kind of cute. I don't know, also $1. So I will definitely wear it. I'll alternate it, and I will use this one more in the fall. It'll look great with burgundy and russet colors. Okay, 2 scarves so far, $2. I think, okay. At the first thrift store, I bought the 2 scarves and one more thing, which is also kind of like a scarf. I guess I was thinking of that. But this one is more like a shawl, and I really like this. It's not vintage, but it really reminds me of something vintage. And so I picked it up, and it is like a poncho scarf thing. It's a little bit fancy because it has ribbons running through it, and I will do my best to put it on for you, but I probably will get it wrong because I feel like I have to kind of practice with this one. So you wear it kind of, you see this long thing? I figured out that kind of goes on the side, and then there's another one that like that somewhere in the back. Let's see. I think it's designed to be kind of like a poncho, and I'm not quite getting it right here because I think I have it opposite of how it's supposed to go. Let's try that again. I know that that long seam goes over by the shoulders. We'll get this right in a moment. Okay, but when you have it on right, it's pretty cute, and it's very lacy, and I just actually love it. I do love crocheted ponchos. I made myself one time, but this one I don't even have to make, and it's just really cute in my opinion. So this one I would wear with like a church outfit, and I don't know, you can see the detail if I come a little closer. It's very delicate crochet work with a ribbon. It's like a little bit of a shiny ribbon, so this could go over a plain colored dress. You could wear it with lots of different things. I'm not here to show you fashion. I'm just here to show you what I got, and I do love it, and it was also $1. So if you got a hand crocheted, or if you got even a machine crocheted, which this is probably machine crocheted, if you got a poncho or a lace shawl, whatever you want to call it, it would be, I don't know how much it would be. Just depends if it was handmade or not, but I love it, and it's quirky and it's pretty, and so that is another thing that I got. So I spent $3 at the first thrift store, and I got 3 pretty things. Okay, so how are we doing so far? Pretty good? I like those things. The second thrift store that I went to is actually one of my favorites as well, because they tend to have things for a lower price, but you know, it's just all over the place. Oh, I know what I got. I got something for my husband. I was like, well, what did I get? Let me show you what I got for him. Okay, I'm always looking for my boys, but I usually don't find things at thrift stores because, for one thing, my teenage boys are a little bit more selective these days on what they want, and so I don't end up buying a lot of things for them, clothing-wise. And my husband is also a little bit particular, sort of and sort of not. He doesn't like to shop anyway. So I saw this Hagar, it's little micro dot, can you see it? It's like a deep burgundy color dress shirt, and so I asked him about it. He wasn't sure, so I said, well, I'll go ahead and get it for you. It was $3, and this can go with lots of different ties, and so a dress shirt for $3 is a pretty good bargain in my book. So bonus for him, he got that. And then when I got it home, he said he did like it. It looked better in person than in the picture. So I was excited about that. Okay, at the next thrift store, well, my mom and my aunt were looking at household items and books and things like that. I just wandered around with no particular aim in mind, and that is where I get into trouble generally. So the first thing that I found was actually something really crazy. I saw it, and then I was like, wait, what? And I almost passed it by, but I was like, you know what? Why not? So they had this Yes, I know. It is, maybe it's a granny thing, but this is a flannel nightgown. It is the Nordic snowflake print, and this one is from the Vermont Country Store. It is my size, so I went ahead and got it, and now I have a really good quality flannel nightgown for wearing during the winter. The sleeves are nice. It has a button so you can unbutton it if you don't like it tight on your wrist, and it's really pretty long, and it's pretty warm, and I like it that it's good thick quality flannel. And so I paid $4 for this, and in the store they're going to be at least $50 for this. And one bonus that I will show you is that it has pockets on both sides. So I feel like this was a really good win, and it's not vintage. They still sell these with all different patterns nowadays, but it reminds me of something vintage. It does remind me of a cozy old-timey nightgown. So yeah, Vermont Country Store for the win. I got something that caught my eye, and I didn't even know that it was vintage. I had no idea. It just looked cute because they've brought back vintage things, and so you never really quite know anymore. But I saw this sweater, and I said, well, that's kind of a cute design. It's kind of like a snowflake design, but not really. And it's from Chaps. It's well made. It is, I'm trying to think of what the fabric is. I don't know if it says. I think I looked in the store, but I don't know if I see it now. So it is cotton and acrylic. So it's a cotton and acrylic blend, and it is just kind of has this fun print to it, and it's cute. It was my size. I wear a lot of gray skirts. You can see today that I have a gray skirt on. So this looks really cute with any of my 3 or 4 gray skirts. And it was $3. It was marked $3, and then it was in the half off bin, and so I grabbed it. And then I got it home, and I looked it up on the internet, and it said it was from the 90s, and I was like, really from the 90s? So it's listed like on eBay as vintage, and crazy, but they're always listed on the internet for like way more than I got this for, which was $1.50 for this sweater, and I've worn it like almost every day since then. It's really warm, it's not scratchy, and so that's a win for me. And I do like the bright colors. Right next to that sweater on the aisle or on the rack that was also 50% off, I found another gray. I don't gravitate towards gray generally, but I have a lot of gray skirts, and so I decided to go ahead and grab this hoodie. This is from Natural Reflections, which I do like this brand. I'm pretty sure that the vest I just took off is also Natural Reflections. So they're just a good brand that is soft colors, good quality. And so I went ahead and got this hoodie. When I showed it to my mom and my aunt, they were like, it's okay. You know, it's just really plain. And it is. There again, it goes with my gray stuff. And there again, I don't always wear gray, so I'm not sure what the deal is why I have so much gray these days, but I think there have just been a lot of gray skirts, and they seem to go with so many things. So this has a hood. It's ribbed, and it has like a little button-down placket on it. It's just something to wear on an ordinary day. It's not particularly like heavy weight or anything, but I like it. It feels a little bit more of a step up from a regular hoodie. So this is actually the size I usually wear, but it is running a little bit big. So it's okay because I could layer it up. But yeah, it looks a little bit, honestly, it feels a little bit big, but it is a size small. So I think it's just made to be a little bit oversized. And who wants a too tight hoodie anyway? So it does have a hood. I could wear the hood. I don't know if I would or not. Would I wear the hood? I don't know. So it's cute. I could probably wear it with this vest. There we go. Ready to go out and do something. Oh, I can't get my hair out because it's under the hood. Okay, let's try that. Okay, so yeah, I just got that. Sometimes in my wardrobe, well, I've noticed that I have a lot of long sleeve shirts, but they're getting they seem to be getting a little bit tighter. I don't know what's going on. So I kind of appreciate having something that's a little bit more loose fitting. And this is good for layering. So yeah, I paid also for this one $1.50 because it was on the 50% off rack. So that's a win for myself. And I got two more things. One of them was this skirt that my mom threw in. She's like, oh, get that, get that. And I was like, hey, why not? It's awfully cute. So it's just a little dotted like flare skirt. This is from like a knit material, stretchy material. And it is, I don't know the brand, I have no idea. New York collection. And yeah, it's just cute. In fact, I wore this to church recently. Okay, yeah, it's just really cute. And I have leggings on right now, so I could wear it with leggings if I wanted to, or I wore it with tights the other day, and it's super duper comfortable, like probably the most comfortable skirt. And it's just got an elastic waist. And the funny thing is, these little dots on here they're bumpy, so it has some texture. And so I found myself when I was in church just feeling the bumps, because it has each circle, and then in the middle of each circle is a raised bump. And so it's kind of fun having that texture. The very last thing that I got, it was like 5 minutes until the place was closing. It was time to go, but I had been looking. I know what I had been looking for. I had been particularly looking, even in the antique side of the first thrift store, I had been looking for a dress or something, a skirt that I could wear to something coming up at our church, which is a 50s something or other. We're having a shindig for the 50s. And so I was looking at the hats, trying the hats on and just seeing what they had. And I never really found anything. And so while I was trying these other things on, I feel like I got something else that I hung up. I'll show you in a minute. I remember what I got. Something else in the nightgown aisle. Got that. And this loft pullover. It's a long tunic. It's really soft, a wheat color. And so this will go with just about anything. While I was trying these things on, I just saw this piece of checkered material out of the corner of my eye, and on a rack that hadn't even been priced yet, they had this cute dress. So it is a super cute dress, and I don't remember the brand of this, but it's not from the 50s, but it definitely reminds me of like a 50s housewife. It is cotton, has that little bow at the waist, and it is a fit and flare dress. So it's not a poodle skirt, but it is awfully cute. And I don't know, with Oxfords or something, I think it would be cute with a little sweater. I went ahead and grabbed it and took it up to the counter, and I asked the lady, I'm like, this one actually isn't marked yet. And she said, well, we normally wouldn't do that, but since you're here, I'll go ahead and put a price on it. So she said $7, and I'm like, sure, I'll take it. So this is from Calvin Klein, actually, and yeah, just cute. It'll be really cute with a sweater. You could wear a red sweater, yellow, blue, green, black, or white, or any other color in between. So I feel like that was a great deal. And so now I have that. If we can go to the sock hop or whatever we're going to do, have at the diner or whatever we're going to do, I'll have a dress. And so I feel like there was one more thing that I got, maybe like a pullover or something. And that is my haul, and it was just a lot of fun. I'm super glad that I found the 50s dress. I'm calling it the 50s dress. I don't know if it's a 50s dress or not. It's my 50s dress. We had a great time looking at the antique store, had a great time with my mom and my aunt. We laughed a lot, and this is why, friends, that we go to the thrift store. It's not about the stuff that we've gotten. It's about just going and experiencing it and using your imagination to say, hey, this looks like that would be great for a 50s thing, or this would be great for, I don't know, for whatever. And so my mom and my aunt, they got things that they wanted. They got videos and books and records. And I got these fun things so I can switch up a few things in my closet and just make it more interesting. So that is kind of the crux of why I like to go thrift store shopping. It just gives me a little bit of a boost, a little bit of fun, and sometimes we find some pretty good treasures. So tell me what you found in the thrift store, what kind of things you look for, and what kind of things that you tend to avoid. Yeah, tell us what to avoid. Until next time, be safe, stay well, and may God bless you.